Hey guys, just wanted to do some real talk with you guys and talk about how the relationships you have either build you or kill you. And, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I just wanted to, share with you guys my story on where I started and where I'm at now and recently what's been going on. And the biggest lesson I've learned is you need to take care of yourself in order for others to see that in you. And, my past relationship with my ex, I realized I was not taking care of myself the way I should be taking care of myself. And, that was the biggest cripple in my business, in my life. But now things have been going way better. And it's not just that the relationship ended, but it's also that I got better as a man. I focused on myself every single day. And, the same thing happened when my dad passed away 5 years ago, is when I realized, it's the pain of loss, the pain of, something so meaningful that you love so much in your life, it just goes away instantly. And, that's when people change the most, right? Now, in terms of new relationships, I have very high standards, right? Because I live a very disciplined life. And that's just me, You guys might not view relationships the way I do. That's why I wanted to share this with you guys, right? So the first pillar, the first thing I admire the most in a human being is their moral compass. This is by far the most important thing. How they view the world, how they view themselves. This is by far the most important thing. And I'll find that out right away before I even get serious with that person. Either business or, intimate, whatever, right? Or just being a friend, just them being a friend of mine. Now, that's the first thing, moral compass. I can think of numerous times that I lacked that in my life. And, and the only reason I lacked it was because of lack of discipline of self-care and self-love. And that was the biggest issue, And now I think about things in a much better space because my circle, my group of individuals that I talk to on a day-to-day basis are so high-level thinkers, and they take care of themselves, and they have a great moral compass. That is the key. That is the key, the first pillar. Second pillar, so I'm gonna go through like at least 5 with you guys today. But second pillar, it would have to be, I really have been thinking about this. So second pillar is definitely family. How close are they with their family? You know what I mean? Even if they don't have a family, let's say, how close are they with just their best friends, right? Because that will say a lot about a person, right? And then the third thing I would say is teams. How does one function in a team environment? How do they function with other people? How are they in a group setting? How are they socially aware of things? Okay, teams, it's the third one. It's important because it defines how they work with groups. Are they good with groups? Are they good leaders? Are they good, listeners, right? This stuff matters. And the fourth pillar, I would definitely have to say spiritual awareness, Okay, it doesn't have to be like you're one religion or the other. It's just that you know that there is a spiritual essence in other people, and that there is a spiritual being looking after us, you know, a higher power. Now, that's the fourth. The fifth, one of the most important ones, I would definitely have to say just how they take care of their space. You know, how they take care of their home, how they take care of their car, how they take care of their body, right? This stuff matters. Self-care is so important, especially, you know, in a woman. I admire that. But, you know, the thing is, the most important thing, guys, is you have to be able to be self-sufficient as a man. You know, you have to be able to take care of your duties, of your responsibilities, of, you know, your life, right? And if you don't have these 5 pillars in mind when in yourself as well as in others, it's going to be really hard to build those high quality relationships. And the most high quality relationships that I've ever built were in the walls of the gym. You know, it's not just because of my job as a trainer, as a coach, but it's because the quality people are there. You're not going to go to some bar, you're not going to go to some nightclub and find a quality person. And if you do, it's rare. It's very rare. So just, you know, keeping this in mind is so important, right? Looking at the right places to find quality people too. Because at the end of the day, guys, if you're not collaborating with other people's mindsets, it's going to be really hard to do it all on your own, especially as a business owner. Even building a great physique, it's so hard to do on your own. It's very stressful to do a lot of things on your own. So if you collaborate with other individuals that have already done it, and they've done it, and they're successful at it, and you just listen to them, they're going to open up your mind. They're going to make you click the boxes together. And then you can do it your own way. You know what I mean? You could use their advice and do it your own way. And if something doesn't work and you tell them, they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you why it didn't work and that you shouldn't try it again, you know? And then they'll give you solutions on what made it work for them. And it's so simple. But it all comes down to that concept of being uncomfortable, right? Just being uncomfortable talking. You're going to be uncomfortable talking to a new person at first. You know, it's natural. But the more you talk to that person, the more you get to know them, you're going to get more comfortable, right? And that was my approach on things when I first started as a coach. And now I don't even think twice. I just go up to people, you know, and I talk to them and I get to know them. And if they're, you know, a good person, then great. You know, I can help them out. But if they're, you know, if they're an asshole, then, you know, that's their, that's just them. You know, you got to leave it as is and say thank you, you know, have a nice day, right? So at the end of the day, guys, you know, just take care of yourself and make sure that the relationships you pour yourself into are good relationships and they're not draining, because let me tell you, your focus is everything, okay? So get yourself right and let me know if you guys need any help with, you know, weight training, getting better in the gym, mindset. Just, you know, shoot me a comment below and just say, you know, just say action. You know, just say action and I'll message you personally and we could talk some more about all of this stuff. But yeah, guys, have a good one and peace. I'll catch you.